Alone in her chamber, Isolde sees her sister's ghost in the mirror with a slit throat, blaming her for the murder. The ghost ages into a corpse and vanishes, leaving a black handprint. Bit wanto for the sister's echo. The mirror held her reflection, pale and diminished in the amber glow that bled through the chamber's cracked stained glass. Isolde stood before it, her black cloak still draped across her shoulders, the weight of travel and dread settling into her bones. The room smelled wrong, not the dust and old velvet she'd expected, but something sweeter, fouler, decay, as if something had died here and no one had bothered to bury it. She reached for the mirror's frame, her fingers trembling against the cold gilt. She needed to see herself clearly, needed proof that she was still here, still whole, still. The reflection rippled, not water-like, like skin disturbed beneath the surface. The glass seemed to breathe, and in that breath her sister's face emerged behind her own. Isolde's breath caught. She spun, but the room was empty. Only the four-poster bed with its moth-eaten canopy, only the portraits on the walls with their ancient, accusing eyes. When she turned back, her sister was still there, pressed against the inside of the mirror as if trying to break through glass. Elara, after all these years. But not as Isolde remembered her. This version of Elara was a ruin, her throat gaped open, the flesh below her jaw hanging slack, and from that wound poured a darkness that wasn't quite red, something older, thicker. Black ichor dripped down her collarbone and soaked into the midnight silk of her gown. Her eyes burned with cold fury, and when her lips moved it was with the wet, broken sound of something drowning. "You let me die, Isolde." Isolde's hand flew to her mouth. A sound escaped her, not quite a word, not quite a scream. She clutched at her hair, fingers tangling in the dark strands as she pulled away from the mirror. The chamber tilted. The portraits seemed to lean inward, their painted eyes following her retreat. "No," Isolde whispered. "No, it cannot be true. You cannot blame me for this." Her sister's corpse face twisted. When she pressed her spectral hand against the mirror, the glass didn't just accept the contact, it seemed to welcome it, the surface warping around her fingers like skin around a wound. "You know it is true." Elara's voice crackled like burning paper. "You watched as the blade bit deep, as the life drained from her eyes. You are stained with her blood." The accusation landed with physical force. Isolde sank to her knees, the stone floor cold and unforgiving beneath her. The chamber swam. She had come here searching for answers, for some way to break the curse, but not this, never this. I did not mean for this to happen," Isolde said, her voice small in the vast space. "It was an accident, a terrible mistake." "An accident?" Elara's form began to shift, to age. The flesh of her face withered, pulling tight against the skull beneath. Her eyes sank deeper into their sockets, and black veins spread across her skin like cracks in old porcelain. "No, Isolde, you desired it, craved it. Her blood upon your hands is a testament to your true nature." Isolde reached toward the mirror, her fingers brushing the cold glass. She could feel the chill radiating from it, spreading up her arm like frostbite. The corpse that had been her sister was nearly unrecognizable now, centuries of decay compressed into moments, flesh sloughing away to reveal bone beneath, teeth yellowing and splitting, hair falling away in matted clumps. "Then why do you only appear here?" The words came out before she could stop them, desperate and searching. "Why only in this glass?" The corpse's jaw moved, black ichor dripping from the exposed bone. "Please, have mercy," Isolde whispered, her voice breaking. "I beg of you, let this end." For a moment the thing that had been Elara went still. The black handprint on the mirror, pressed there by her spectral fingers, began to spread, creeping across the surface like spilled ink through water. The handprint burned itself into the glass with a sound like screaming, a mark that seemed to exist in layers, as if the mirror itself was being branded from within. "There can be no mercy for the guilty," the corpse rasped. "You will pay for your sins, Isolde, always." The figure convulsed, its form fragmenting like disturbed smoke. Isolde watched as her sister dissolved not into nothing but into the handprint itself, the black stain spreading until it consumed the entire reflection. When the mirror cleared, it showed only the empty chamber behind her, and the handprint remained. 5 fingers, palm wide, seared into the glass as if by a branding iron. Isolde remained on her knees, her breath coming in shallow gasps. The handprint didn't fade. It seemed to pulse with a sickly vitality, the edges weeping a darkness that defied the light. Around it, the mirror's surface had cracked, fine fractures spreading outward like the legs of a spider. She pushed herself to her feet, her legs unsteady. The chamber still reeked of decay, but now she could smell something else beneath it, something acrid and wrong, the scent of corruption given form, the scent of a lie that had been made real. Her fingers found the cold iron of the door handle. She didn't look back at the mirror as she pulled the door open, but the handprint's presence at her back seared through her, an accusation she could never escape.